early killing lineup. It's basically just trying to create a little bit of space, try and move Adroit around the map to them, as opposed to trying to defend against this all-out onslaught that they've got coming at them.
I have to turn off my extra large mini-map for the overlays. Oh no.
Not the extra large.
How will I catch kills now? Alright, this is a very fast ward from Boom, but looking just like they want a little bit of extra information at the beginning of the game here. Kescute with the double fairy fire. This man is ready to punch on. And they're just scouting, I guess, seeing what's going on with the lanes, if there's any rotations, anything interesting or weird going on. Adroit just going to come down here and quickly snag the outpost for themselves. But Boom are swapping it around a little bit. They've got the Centaur down in the safe lane, and does seem like they want to go for maybe a little bit of an aggro lane. They've even got the Orb of Venom picked up on the Mars.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely aggressive build. I mean, maybe he'll change his skills up a little bit, wanting to go into that bulwark just to be able to get those easy trades out. If you've got a troll as well that you're coming up against, it's going to mean that you're going to need to avoid using the range form if they try and lane him against that.
Yeah. I want to see what happens, what the response is from Adroit here. Like, are they gonna bring Tiny over? Are they gonna bother trying to pressure this Centaur down bottom? And like, how quickly will the rotation happen after it's immediately obvious what's happening up on this top lane? Because it's not a particularly strong, it's not the most amazing tri lane in the world for Adroit. Maybe they've got some like toss back potential or something, but ooh. Alright.
Trying to cut him off a little bit, but gets revealed.
His family will understand.
I'm a little surprised at how defensively Kescute's positioning himself. You know, you would think that just with all of his brawling items and those fairy fires, he hasn't skilled up any points yet, but just want to start the harass out nice and early.
Yeah, I think he just didn't want to mess with the equilibrium too much at first, but they're double range creep now anyway, so not really the end of the world. Bit of damage onto CML here, but manages to tango his way through and gives a little back. Natsumi has already used the whirling axes, so Kescute will just be able to walk away. And Boom maybe looking to utilize the side pull or something here.
Oh, Rhea? Okay, he's able to get him away. Philo, just sitting underneath the tower.
I was kind of wondering if Hydra's going to pull this over as Dream Cell finished off those two creeps, but doesn't seem like the plan. So for now, Boomy's still just chilling down here at bottom. He's just been denying for the most part. So they are kind of keeping the dual lane going. They do already have level 2 on both of them. FBZ getting zoned back a little bit.
Faking out a little bit. He didn't skill anything until he was up into that level 2. So he's just waiting for more creeps just so that he can toss the Centaur under there.
CML blocked out a little bit here and looking for the chase down. One more touch. Will be the Shaker grabbing that first blood. So. Nice timely Tranquil Boots and hopefully a timely Blink Dagger for him.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, Hyde's been aggressively playing around this small camp as well, so maybe a bit of fake out in terms of, well, I've just been standing in it. There's no sentry ward here.
Avalanche at bottom. They've got the toss available. Maybe waiting for a few more hits before they go for the toss. Boomy trying to stay in the right position, but now it just kind of comes down to luck as they're in the middle of the creep wave. So FBZ is going to get this salve off. That's the last of his regen. He's looking to ferry out a little bit more. CML again blocked in here. And just get chewed through by some tangos and Natsumi helping him out. And now Boomy makes his rotation top, but does not have mana for the combo.
A little bit short. Nice toss though.
Yeah, he's looking very dead. Alright. Nice rotation. Keep the clarity going. And can they get the D ward on their pole camp? That would be pretty nice. CML has picked up another sentry. And just moving back into position to get this immediate D ward. They're not going to get a camp until 4 minutes though, unfortunately.
Yeah, and I mean, that's a pretty standard place to pop it down. It hits every part of the camp, but by doing that, they're not going to catch out this really deep Observer Ward being put
back. Hyde, alright, with the immediate Fissure. Nightmare also onto the Troll Warlord. Still damage onto the Shaker. Hyde getting chased down. Couple more punches. Boomy chasing for it. They managed to spear Natsumi under the tower, but he's pretty tanky on this Troll. 10 armor, so yeah, not gonna be brought down easily. End of the day.
Man, I'm loving how Dota's changed over the years. You know, before it was just complete run at you style. You probably would have tunnel visioned and forgot about your courier, but they've been measured about it. You know, the couriers, they send them back. They got some good micro and great mechanical skill.
SEA has been on the multi-courier stuff since Dota 1.
Oh yeah.
You know, there was a time as Boomy. All right, not gonna get to keep that regen. There was a time where the SEA meta was one dedicated courier for bottle crowing and one courier for everybody else. So
Yeah.
yeah, they're definitely familiar with the old courier micro. But you know, for now, I think things looking pretty good for Boom. The Morphling farming nicely. The Mars and the Centaur both getting pretty good CS. A lot of pressure on Mac, I feel, this game to really get a whole lot done with his mid-pango.
And you gotta say, it hasn't been the easiest start for him as well. He's sitting at about 500 net worth behind Makoto. Maybe missing out a bit on a few of these lucky shot procs to hinder his ability to snag those range creeps. But of course, you can just toss the adaptive strike into it.
Battle for the bounties.
Hide.
Yeah, Boomy's over here. I think they want Kezcute instead. He's going to Nightmare up, but he gets tossed straight back into the Troll Warlord. There is a Fissure to split things up nicely, so Kezcute going to keep on running. Avalanche connecting on everyone. Boomy just wants to run for the bounty.
He's in
but
trouble.
Makoto's already over there grabbing it, so he's just going to tank a few auto attacks to wait for him through, and then the Adaptive Strike is the cherry on top, finishing him off. And you do not want to be feeding kills to this Morphling this game.
Absolutely not. But it's some good play coming from both teams. You know, it wasn't bad from either one. Some good bait coming through there from Adroit to get that three-man stun off on the top side. But again, just the presence of mind from the Morphling to be able to say, well, I'm just going to go grab this. He just recently picked up his bottle, got a free refill, and then a kill as well to top it off.
Kezcute opting for the full wand here. Let's get the Nightmare out. It immediately gets grabbed back. Boomy gonna look for the toss back. He gets it over onto the Troll. There is a Fairy Fire for Kezcute. Actually gonna opt to pop that even. But CML quickly nukes him down. So still continues to be trades up here. I guess it remains to be seen who is actually happier with the fact that all these trades are going on. Because I don't think the Morphling was at much risk of getting ganked anyway, but maybe this is giving a better start to the Centaur than he would have gotten otherwise, though it is coming at the cost of quite a lot of farm on this position 3 Pugna, so that's where the aggression can really start to ramp up for Adroit once Baccarino starts coming for your towers.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh.
Well,
that's not good.
That is not ideal. I mean, like we were saying before, got Baccarino. He's having a great time farming up this bot lane. It forces the point out of the double edge. It forces the hoof stomp to be able to secure some of these creeps.
Oh man, can Morphling really just tank this up the whole time? Stampede getting popped. I think looking for a kill at bottom, perhaps? Okay, Stomp finally comes out. FBZ still chasing with the 7 Retaliate stacks. Bach is going to be okay. Makoto actually tanked up the tower the entire time to let the siege creep do its work on this tier 1, so tons of damage being dealt by Boom out of that rotation on the mid lane. And now he can just, because Attribute Shift is a bullshit ability, he can just generate a bunch of free HP and keep going.
Especially now that once he's level 7, right? He's oh, we got a deep dive going on the top side. Dreamer Cell, he's caught inside the trees, and he's going to be able to get away for now. He's got that level advantage. He's got the Soul Ring finished up as well, so he's going to be wanting to shove these waves in as much as possible to, you can see Bach, as soon as he hit level 6, he started to come towards the top side. They're protecting the siege creep as much as they can.
Yeah, next wave's coming in. Push a little bit of
Tiny can't really do it all that well.
No, not really. Okay, so here comes the blast. This is not normally the highest priority tower on the map, but I think Adroit just trying to get their game going a little bit. Centaur going to TP in front of everything. I think it's more of a scare tactic than anything else. And Bach getting a nice little drain off there. Definitely making his mana back. And, man, lots of pressure up top. They force a couple of rotations, and this is now maybe where Adroit can swap over to bottom and look to pressure here, but it's just a full lane swap. Dreamer Cell now comes down to the bottom side, and Boom still continuing to be very insistent about holding on to these tier 1 towers, even if it's their offlane tower.
Is under attack.
I think it's fine this game for them to be putting so much pressure onto this offlane tower because we've said it, right? They've got an earlier lineup. They need to be able to push their advantage early on. They've got the Pugna to be able to do that easy pushing. And it does open up the Roshan as well, just to make these pushes a little bit less risky for them.
Yeah, and it's all space for the Morph at the same time. We do have a toss back. Hide on top of Bach. Boomy, no spells currently. The life drain is coming back off cooldown in a second. He's also got another blast. FPZ trying to run interference on the front lines. Down at bottom, they are making a little bit of a go onto CML. Waveform through. Maybe an unexpected rotation from this Morphling, but nets him a kill. And now they're immediately smoked up heading over. I believe this was scouted by the... Well, even if they didn't have the dire ops, I think that may have been quick enough after the kill that still would have had an idea that it's going on.
The lingering vision.
Yeah.
Well, we've seen pings on the map around this dire outpost. They definitely want to be able to secure that, because right now both of them are in control of Boom ID, and that opens up the entire top side of the map. It makes it really unsafe for any of these Radiant heroes to farm in that area.
But the Morphling is still fun. Mikoto's just rushing E-Blade this game. It does make the... Like, on the one hand, Oracle, if you're on point, sure, Fate's Edict is going to help out a lot, but all of that burst damage is also really scary to play against, with having to try and time your ulti. So, see what happens.
I'm liking these delay tactics coming out here from Kezcute, and they're going to snare both outposts unless both of them commit. They need all three to commit.
All right, they did.
Bounty.
Well,
It
it's still good, right?
Good for Boom.
Yeah, I mean, you only had to use 2 people on securing 1, and it made 3 people's movement around to the other side of the map really obvious. I don't mind it at all. Look at this mid lane. They're pushing it in. They're doing the exact opposite of what Adroit wants to happen to them.
Yeah, every single time Adroit kind of commits any TPs anywhere, the Boom heroes are just immediately shoving elsewhere on the map. Right, mid lane getting slowly pressured down by the catapult. Top lane also getting pressured down by the Morphling plus the catapult. Nobody's getting tower CS here, but it shouldn't matter too much. I think going on a little bit is going to reveal the fact that they have a ward over here. Mac looking for the chase, does get the proc, and just going to go for the Rolling Thunder to finish this one off. Hide with the fancy footwork, but it's not fancy enough. And Dreamcell actually came over there to have a look at what was going on. Looks like he should be okay, though.
Yeah. But there's the thing, though. They had to choose what they wanted in terms of, well, do we protect the top tower? Do we protect mid tower? And in the end, they weren't able to do either. So map opening up in a big way for Boom.
Yeah, and Kezcute's got his Fiend script now, so can look for a kill on pretty much any core, really wherever he wants. If they just continue, if they can hold this mid tower, I think you've got to be pretty happy on Boom. That's really controlling a lot of space. Like you mentioned, the early Roshan is certainly a possibility for Adroit, and you really want to keep the Morphlings farming space nice and safe currently. Natsumi is going for a Battle Fury on this Troll Warlord, so maybe hoping to get away with a slightly greedier build, maybe not going for a BKB, and instead relying on like an SMI Satanic or something. But he wants to be the insurance policy, I suppose.
Yeah, and well, they've got good vision deep there. You saw the double observer wards on the bot side of the map. They were scouting out where exactly this troll is moving. They know he's farming in the tri-camp area, so that's why Mikoto is getting so aggressive up on this top side.
The Nightmare, it makes for the easiest arena in the entire world.
It's just Boomy though, right? Like, he was still able to push the waves out the entire way. They're not able to take any additional objectives as a result.
It does kind of suck for Adroit that they don't have a little bit of pressure on the Mikoto here, but it's going to be okay. Just some life for Bach. But it sucks that Adroit have not been able to, establish themselves in the Radiant jungle at all. Boom are actually controlling a ton of the map currently. Both being able to farm up here on the top side, and Dreamcell taking these camps away over in the Radiant jungle. So I gotta try and break out of this hold a little bit, and I think that's really where we have to look to this this Mac Pangolier. But he's not having the best of games. He's the lowest farmed among all the cores. We've seen 1 kill from him so far, but otherwise it's been kind of quiet from the mid lane.
Yeah, really uncharacteristic styles as well. Both teams opting for the defensive wards for their cores, not wanting to get any super deep vision or any risky vision. Although things might change now. Level 6 up on the Fiends, on the Bane with his Fiend's Grip and Hide as well. So they've got a smoke going towards this top side.
And Bach, is he going to come up this hill? Yes, he is. Straight into the Fiend's Grip. Nobody even TPing to try and help out. They do have the rotation coming in from the Pango, but that's just straight into a Fissure. So a little bit of swashbuckle damage, but nothing else really found. CML just grabbing a little bit of farm at mid. And Adroit, can't imagine that they're very happy with the way that things are going currently. Actually, the win probability even getting up to 86% currently with the lead that Boom have gotten. Just out of some really nice rotations and solid play in the early game.
Yeah, I mean, there's really no way for Boom to punish this style, especially that Makoto's gone. You know, he's relying on his mechanical skill to be able to farm easily, to be able to get away, although...
gets used, but blocked out, and Boomy was charging through with a haste, but Stampede gets popped, and everyone on Boom just out of there. And straight back to farm stations. FBZ shoving out top wave, Dreamacell moving down to bottom wave, and the support's holding down mid. Hyde actually going to have a very timely Blink Dagger here, Danog.
That's what we like to see. I mean, he's one of those players that makes a lot happen from not too much farm. You take your eye off him for a second, then he's right there. I mean, he's ready to contest if he can get that little bit of extra farm.
Yes.
Right, there's 15-minute runes, but it's just going to be a little bit slow.
It's so painful for Adroit that this Morphling has found plays. 2-0-1, already has the full Eagle Song picked up. This is going to be a scary fast E-Blade.
Oh, yeah.
And just anyone on the map at that point is going to be food. All right, so Adroit, they go for a smoke underneath their sentry, making sure that this wasn't scouted. They do have the Aether Lens up on the Pugna. I think they really want this mid-tier 1 tower, but forcing it might be a little bit difficult. They are going to try and make the jump onto Dreamacell. He's relatively tanky. KezQ waiting behind him. The Nightmare also looking to help out, so Dreamacell.
Hyde's Blink is here.
Oh, man.
They haven't revealed it. It's nighttime. Will they go for a smoke here on the backside? Yeah, they do.
They do. Oh, they've still got a little bit of vision over here from where they killed the Pugna earlier. So that's just where they're going to smoke to.
They don't want Boomy. He's not the value target.
No.
CML either. He's really not the one. If they can grab Bach, that's pretty significant.
Yeah, well, the smoke broke, and they do have a ward on the high ground, so CML knows what's going on. And I think he's just trying to put his body on the line here. Mac looking for the Rolling Thunder. He's got the shield crash. Can he find the right targets? Dreamacell kind of low from that earlier initiation, so it looks like it's just going to be a 1-for-1 Baccarine on the low ground. Finding the Shaker. KezQ does get the Fiend Script out pretty much full duration onto Mac, and Makoto's coming in looking for the turnaround. 3 dead already on the side of Adroit, and Boom not done. Still going to chase down Boomy into the tree line. He does have an Avatos combination available, but I think just hoping to juke this one out if possible. Buying a little bit more time. The Troll Warlord not at all interested in getting involved. FBZ has him pretty much blocked in. They are going to toss him over onto the Troll Warlord now. This is decent damage. CML also making the rotation, but Makoto's there to finish off the job. And now forcing out the False Promise underneath the tower. Just nothing stopping this Morphling. The Centaur still looking plenty healthy. And that will end up being, what, like a 4-for-2 or something in favor of Boom?
Something ridiculous like that. I mean, you have a look at the win probability, and again, it's approaching that 90%. I think that's the completed E-Blade. Yeah, it is on Makoto, and it's looking really dangerous for him. He opted to take out that neutral camp just before the 17-minute mark, and maybe that's the big thing. He's going to look to quickly farm that up, get those additional items that you need to overrun Adroit, make him hurt in a big way.
So one thing I didn't even catch this game, Danog, but you know, we were talking about, like, oh yeah, there isn't really anybody good to morph into on the enemy team. Well,
Shaker.
Makoto definitely agrees, because he hasn't skilled any points in the morph just yet. And now they're setting up a kill onto Boomy, looking to nuke him down. Nice. Fate's Edict is going to keep him alive a little bit longer, and here comes Bach with the heals. Boomy not dead yet, and Mac rolling through the fight. Unfortunately, they will still end up losing their Tiny. And the fact that Boom can even play over here is kind of ridiculous, but Troll Warlord not at all interested in getting involved. He's just farming down the bottom.
And I think that's exactly what Natsumi needs to be doing. You know, he's finished up his Battle Fury, but again, similar to the argument, or I wonder if they're going to get a gank through onto him.
He doesn't have any vision on the outpost. No control of it. Alright, he's just going to have to back up. KezQ finds himself an invis. So he's actually, I don't even know if he would have been dead without the invis.
I think CML might have been able to catch him.
Yeah,
maybe.
I think Mac had swashbuckle, right? So he probably could have closed the gap.
But that's also the thing as well, you know, just mentioning before in the draft stage about why you prefer the Pangolier as a 4 as opposed to a 3. It's a very similar argument and probably even worse when it's this position 2 role. You know, you just saw in that team fight that he used the Rolling Thunder. For what? You know, it meant that his team was able to survive for a little bit longer, but you still ended up losing the tier 2 tower on the top side. And like you said before, Boomer just able to play this really aggressive style in the dire jungle.
And Rolling Thunder as an ability doesn't really you know, a lot of Pango's abilities don't really scale that much with farm. Sure, the swashbuckle is good, but nothing else is really benefiting that much. So
maybe if he goes like an Ags.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, then eventually you can start looking at something like that. But man, it seems like Adroit just not planning on dealing with this Morphling early at all, right? Nobody was trying to rush a Vessel or anything like that. There is one queued up on Mac now, but it seems like Adroit kind of having to shift into a different gear in terms of playing for the late game on their Troll Warlord, also kind of playing for the late game on their Pango, and just hoping that they're going to be able to hold the high ground against this Boom onslaught.
It's a long way away, and you can see both teams grouped up in a really close proximity right now. Natsumi is going to walk.
They do have the False Promise available, but they're going to have to throw it out as they see the Morphling coming towards him. They spear him back. They do have the heals also coming in from Bach. Mac making the space, rolling through, but the Stampede gets popped. Natsumi's still pretty healthy, but
they've got the re-engage if they want.
They've got a Fiend's Grip on the other side. Boomy getting caught out. Mikoto just going to go for the auto attacks to finish that off. And here comes Dreamacell. Got the spear. They don't even need it. They've got the Echo Slam from Hyde. He's taking big damage off of the Nether Wart, but now they're looking for a little bit more. That spear to the backside, finishing off Mac. And Adroit not getting anything out of this fight whatsoever, Danog.
Yeah, again, exact same scenario. You've got this Pangolier using his Rolling Thunder through. Sure, it lets them survive, and I think you just need to accept the fact that Boomy was gone, but just overstaying their welcome a little bit, and yeah, that reinitiation from the double blink daggers coming out early on. We were talking about a bit of a greedy style, but Makoto's made it work with his aggressive play and how well he won that mid lane.
Yeah, the rotations and just the movements to be able to get all of those early towers with this kind of a lineup, and then create all the space where this greedy Tricore was still able to get everything that they needed. You know, we were talking about a Roshan for Adroit, but it could even just be Boom taking it out. Spear onto Boomy. CML coming over to try and help out a little bit, but he's also put himself in harm's way. Damage in the backlines. Pugna, he's E-bladed for now. Does have a life drain available, and actually Hyde, I think, selling himself out a little bit there. Mac rolling forward. FPZ still pretty tanky, but Natsumi gonna find him. They do get another stun onto Mikoto. Here comes Dreamacell looking for the counter initiation. CML still alive, but one more touch to bring him down. The stick charge is actually helping him survive a little bit longer. Natsumi's starting to chop wood, but Kescute's there with the Nightmare controlling the troll. He's waiting for somebody to wake him up. Just gonna have to go through the full duration. Mikoto does have a waveform available. He's also sizing up these Adroit targets as he does have the shotgun combo once again. And here comes the Stampede, trying to evacuate their Morphling. Nice spear back. Kescute also putting his body on the line, on the front lines here. A little bit more control. They do have the Fiend's Grip in 4 seconds. Adroit got to be kind of careful. Boomy may be looking for the toss back, but two-man Fisher. Dreamacell waiting up on the high ground. He's got the spear. They popped the troll. Couldn't even get the ultimate off. Great chain stun from Boom. And just a little bit of a chase too far from Adroit.
Man, it's great seeing how Boom have grown as a team, you know, across the years. It's gone from that stage where, you know, they were in their open qualifiers and they were making it out of open qualifiers, then they were a regular closed qualifier team, then they were getting invited to them, and then they started winning them, and now they're looking like a really impressive team, you know, one of the top 3 within the Southeast Asian region, and it's easy to see why. You know, great team play.
Yeah. The team fight coordination.
Yeah. And that's the thing, like, it goes when you have a lineup that sticks together for a long time. And, they've lucked out a little bit, it has to be said, with some of their players just being ridiculously skilled. I honestly think that Mikoto is one of the best. I would say a top 3 player within Southeast Asia right now.
Yeah, he's certainly looking at this game, and he's already got the Aghanim Scepter picked up. Well, he wasn't interested in any morphs on the enemy team, but definitely going to be interested in the Shaker combo. They don't have the Enchant Totem like fully maxed out just yet, but shouldn't be too much of an issue. And they're trying to make a little bit of a go down here. Kezcute, the target. Rolling Thunder going to get popped. He's not even dead yet. Double bracer. This boy is tanky, and he's got a Phoenix. Just going to Nightmare to buy himself a little bit more time. The timing was not quite right. Mac trying for the TP out. Two of his allies in the backlines have already been found and killed. Makoto's even just looking for a little more, as he also chases them at Natsumi. Yeah, I should have probably looked at what the Morphling was doing there, but never mind. you didn't need to see it, folks. It's been censored for your own good. All it was is just this. It's just the Morphling hopping around everywhere, killing the entire enemy team. They're now up 11k, and looking like this could be a very fast game one here, Danog.
This is a PG-rated channel. You didn't want to see what was going on in the backlines there. And again, it's the same sort of situation. You've got Mac, a position 2, committing to try and kill a pos 5, and sure, succeeding. But in that time, the rest of your team dies, and you die as well from very little commitment coming from your team. You know, at least previously, when he made those Rolling Thunder saves, his team could get away if they wanted to. But if you're trying to do it aggressively, it just opens the door for Makoto to go ham.
Yep, and they've got the Morph in another 25 seconds. They've still got the Aegis for another 3 minutes, so Makoto really can just play this next fight however he pleases. There's really nothing stopping him whatsoever.
Yeah, they just weren't able to get that early snowball potential off like they were hoping on Adroit. They had that tiny window where, you know, you can take Roshan, but I mean, how early was it that they took that tower? I think it was at like 6 minutes, maybe. As soon as Pugner started to hit his timings, maybe it was at 8 minutes. It was prior to the 10-minute mark, where he just picked up his life drain. But they just weren't able to do anything with it.
Oh, here we go. Shaker Morph. Activate. Makoto's hunting. Target acquired. CML. Trying to TP out. One shot. Who's next?
So I wonder what this is going to do to his KDA.
Yeah, 11
looking pretty healthy.
Pretty good. Maybe get a few more this game before it ends. What's Natsumi got? He's trading places with the Mars a little bit on the net worth, back and forth. Still just trying to go for the BKB. I think he was maybe hoping to get away with the no BKB build this game, especially having the Oracle, but it is just becoming too important. And here we go. We're in. Makoto just focusing on the objective for now. It's gonna jump backwards, a little bit low on life, but does have this regen waiting in his bottle, so there you go.
Disgusting.
Yeah, absolutely just foul. But Natsumi is like, can I farm this wave? Maybe not. Maybe I need to just go hit jungle creeps. Does he want Ancients? Is he gonna go like try and clear Ancients at 27 for a neutral item?
You gotta try something desperate.
Yeah,
right?
you got no hope otherwise. You're down 50 in K. Yeah, the 1% at this point is like finding the perfect neutral item and taking an instant fight with it somehow. He's got a deep ward here to farm around.
Yeah. He spotted out those couriers before they spotted him because of that vision, and they know where he is. They're actually using the couriers to scout the neutral camps, just to realize, well, that's where Natsumi probably is, and he's been playing it all right.
No. Mikoto's on the prowl. Natsumi TP's out. All right. He doesn't see enough on the map. Everyone else has backed out, and knowing that, and even seeing FPZ over here, he knows that it's time to run.
Yep. They've still got 30 seconds on this Roche timer. I wonder if they want to try and make something happen. He uses the morph. He's got the double damage. If there's any time to do it, it's now.
Please, no. All right, I'm just gonna put it on Morphling.
Yeah.
This is what
just lock that camera.
This is what we all came to see here, folks.
I mean, he's going in deep. It's only 10 seconds left. It's pretty ballsy.
Okay, Glimmer Cape.
Forced to back out. Maybe trying to bait out some ultimates, maybe, from Adroit.
Alright, here we go. Here comes the items. Orb of Destruction picked up. Adroit still just relying on the strength of their high ground defense. This Nether Ward proving to be pretty annoying for the Boom side, but I mean, they're just continuing to extend this lead little by little. Kezcute just going to be going for a gem to kind of 100% secure things, and Adroit, what are they up to? They're just trying to give Natsumi these last couple of camps to finish off his BKB, but still actually has a little bit to go.
Yeah, it's a little bit later than I was expecting, but Mars as well. He's finally going into the Desolator, having finished up his real sustain items, and he's looking deadly. He's got the Enchanted Quiver as well, which is fantastic with the Mars.
Right, that's pretty nasty. Well, Adroit's still just sitting in their base. Not a whole lot changing for them. What do we got?
We're at
Yule's on the
99% according to Dota Plus.
Yep. Yep. You know, we are going to see the 30-minute mark. Boom, still maybe a few more items to grab. We've got a full halberd on this Centaur. Dreamcell's picked up the BKB. I mean, maybe they're going to wait for another Roshan. But all it's going to take is Troll Whirler getting caught outside of the base once, and that might just be game. Natsumi's having to play so defensively. And Makoto's over here laying claim to these creeps. He's got another double damage. Oh, this is, I guess it's the same DD, but... We'll jump in. Dreamcell looking for the initiation. Nice blink out from Boomy, so he's going to be fine. They don't find anything on mid.
Alright, here we go. Makoto's been revealed. Natsumi, is he going to rush towards this wave on the left? Because right now, you can't be playing to not lose. You've got to play to try and win. You know, you've got to go for these risky plays because it's in such a bad spot for you right now.
Okay. So paint me a word picture. Yeah, no, how does the fight go for Adroit that wins the fight?
Full Agimorph dead.
Right. They need every proc from Pango.
Yes.
All at once in just one shot the Morphling. Oh, Natsumi. Jesus. Alright, he's living.
How did that not connect onto him?
He's living.
Well,
I didn't see the
now
spear.
might be a good time for them to take this fight, right? You had 3 people TP to the bot side. They probably didn't see it. They might have seen 2. And you've got FBZ standing up here on his own, but he's goddamn tanky. Halbin's Halberd, Pipe. Of course, he could just stampede away from any sort of aggression. And it feels like some of these heroes on Adroit just haven't left their base in 4 minutes.
Yeah, the Centaur is just a wall. He's keeping them all in there while the rest of Boom can just go and run around and do whatever they want. I feel like the level progression for some of these Adroit heroes has just completely stalled out. They're trying to give everything to their cores. They really, really want this BKB on the Troll Whirler, but he's coming out pretty far, and is that going to be too far? Here comes Makoto. He's on the way. They've nightmared him up. Spear is going to connect. CML doing his darndest to keep him alive. They just love the false promise. Two-thirds of his HP just gone.
That's a Morphling as well. He's got agility. Like,
yep.
Ooh.
Yep, these guys got plenty of it. Okay, here's the BKB. Is this... Adroit, it's not going to really get any better than this. So yeah, they're like, alright, we just got to go. We don't have any vision, but we just got to try it. This is...
Who they got to find? They got to find the Shaker, if they can.
We don't have any vessel charges, but we know we have to try. I mean, at least you've got the, you got the aura.
You got the threat of Roshan as well. Boomy, he's gonna
kind of obvious. Yeah. Okay. So Mac gonna reveal himself. Boom in the pit.
Not there. It's important. He needs to be there in this fight. You need a couple of lucky procs, and well, they're gonna find FBZ. But
FBZ's just tanking the gank. He's tanking them 1v5 currently. Mac gonna go for the Rolling Thunder. Here comes Makoto. Boomy is gonna be the first target. The Decrepify's there in the backline. They already lose to Pugna. Oracle surviving a little bit longer, but here comes the auto attacks. Beyond Godlike for Makoto, losing a little bit of mana. They do have a Fiend's Grip on the Troll over on the other side. Dreamcell Spear coming back off cooldown in a second.
Makoto? He's a little low.
Troll getting speared. Makoto in the backlines is getting vesseled up a little bit. Kezki's still surviving. Mac gonna be the next target. Natsumi was brought down on the other side of the fight. They are about to lose Mac. Kezki gets the brain sap off. Boomy's still chasing for him. Dreamcell with the mega kill streak. And
Boomy's like, let me get the Bane
please,
at least.
I just want the Bane. But false promise coming out. Alright, well you're dead then, CML. See ya, and there's still control for this Tiny. They didn't even need that much from the Morphling. And Boomy knows that they're done. They've had enough. They've taken their knocks this game. They gave it a shot with that Troll Warlord BKB. He just got Fiend's Grip, and that was the end of that.
I'm struggling to find a flaw in Boom's